All right, let's get through a couple other things, including a correction. I'm going to apologize for something I said on the, I think it was Monday show, which was wrong, but I'll get to that. I want to look at an interview that was done last night on Fox News. Donald Trump's son, I was going to say Donald Trump's former son, former President Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump, still his son as far as we know, appeared on Fox News last night. And he said a lot of things that don't make any sense. It was a humiliating interview. It was another one of these face plants where why does nobody go up to him and say, sir, these interviews aren't making you look particularly good. I'm sure he thinks this makes him look great, but let's just jump right into it. The first clip is based on the results of Virginia. And the context here is really interesting. I mentioned on Monday that win or lose in Virginia, Donald Trump is going to claim that he was in the right and he sort of won on Virginia in the sense that Trump endorsed Youngkin, but Youngkin did not embrace Trump's endorsement. So I predicted if Youngkin loses, Trump will say, it's not really a loss for me because I endorsed him, but he didn't embrace it. He didn't accept it. And if Youngkin wins, Trump will say, this is part of my great track record on endorsements, which is not so good. And we'll get to that in a second. Eric Trump playing right into this and saying, Virginia was a great night for Trump. He's not even pretending that it's about anything else for him.
Yeah. What a great night this was for the U.S. and what a great night it was for, frankly, Trump.
But it's interesting because your dad did endorse Youngkin. Your dad's track record is probably second to nobody when it comes to...
Yeah, it's actually not a great record. Trump likes to say I'm 150-2 or whatever on endorsements. You can look this stuff up. Trump's endorsements are widely documented. In the 2018 midterms, Trump endorsed 75 candidates and a little more than half of them won. 42 of the 75 won. That's 55%. That's not that great, particularly when you consider that most endorsements are incumbents. And there's a big bias to success with endorsements because they're already in office and incumbency has a huge advantage. During Trump's presidency overall, from 2017 to 2021, Trump endorsed 305 people. And then after leaving, Trump endorsed 49 people. That's a total of 354 endorsements. Overall, Trump's somewhere between 65 and 75%. And again, there's a bias to success because you mostly endorse incumbents and incumbents usually win. So it's not really that great of a track record, but I guess maybe no one's fact checking it. Even Trump over the weekend said to Jeanine Pirro, I think I'm 140 something and 2 or something like that. Jeanine Pirro doesn't say a word about it. She may not know, she may not care. Okay, let's continue. Here we go into the supply chain stuff. And with the supply chain stuff, they're not even pretending that Christmas is about anything other than gifting cheap Chinese goods to people. It's going to ruin Christmas that Chinese goods are stuck on ships. Here's Eric Trump.
That's right, because he's an exciting guy, and most politicians, quite frankly, aren't. And my father finally brought some practicality and a sense of realism to politics that had never existed before. And you compare that to Joe Biden right now, who, while kids' Christmas presents are sitting on ships outside the port of L.A. because they can't get ships into our ports in this country, and they have all sorts of problems, right?
Yeah.
While that's happening, Joe Biden's over in Glasgow falling asleep at climate summits, right? That has to tell you everything you need to know about a politician.
Now, again, that doesn't really have to do with Joe Biden. There were supply chain issues under Trump, and there are supply chain issues now. Nobody was blaming Trump Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao last year, but now they're blaming Pete Buttigieg. They weren't blaming Trump, but now they're blaming Biden. But the bigger story for me is are we just admitting Christmas is actually about cheap Chinese goods brought over on container ships? Like, there's not even a pretense that that's not really the most important part of Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't know. But I always thought that at least some people who celebrate Christmas said it was about something else, that the spirit of Christmas was not cheap Chinese goods stuck on ships. Okay, continuing the supply chain stuff, Eric Trump says you can't get heating oil and you can't get gasoline anymore.
Every product is getting more and more expensive. You can't get PVC at a hardware store because we're not getting it in this country. I mean, just the basic problems this country has: heating oil, gasoline, everything. You can't get it.
You can't get everything anymore, guys. I don't know if he thinks this makes him look good, but it doesn't. And then lastly, Eric Trump, even channeling Trump now with the verbal slips, referring to Lieutenant Governor as Liutuntant, which is, I kind of like Liutuntant.
And we just have an unbelievable night, not just with governor, not just with lieutenant governor,
Lieutenant.
not with
Lieutenant governor. I like. Okay. All right, guys. So that's that. Eric Trump completely humiliating himself. When we're talking about sleep, we always hear about how much sleep people get, but often neglected in the conversation is the quality of that sleep, which is just as important. And science shows that lowering your body temperature during sleep can help you be more rested and achieve better sleep. And that's where our sponsor, Chili Sleep, comes in. Chili Sleep makes customizable, climate-controlled sleep solutions to help you improve your sleep. Comes in two varieties, the Uller sleep system and the Cube sleep system. That's what I have on my bed. Both are hydro-powered, temperature-controlled, luxury mattress pads. You can make your bed as cold as 55 degrees. I choose 60. You can make it as hot as 115 degrees, if that's your thing. I don't feel hot anymore at night. No more sweating. I'm sleeping better, and I love it. I also have the Chili Sleep Chili Blanket, which helps keep me cool on top as well. They'll give you 20% off everything when you go to chilisleep.com/Pacman. The link is right underneath this video.